Good morning, everyone. A good Erev Shabbos. We are continuing here in the PELE YOETZ, who writes the following: V'ha'ish hechafetz chayim, a man who desires life, a man or a woman who desires real life. Lo yelech acher rabim l'ra'os, do not follow the majority of people, or the masses of people that are doing the wrong thing. V'ayekanin liba b'chatayim, don't be jealous in your heart when you see people that are sinning and it looks like they have such a good life and they're so happy. Don't be jealous. Kim b'yiras Hashem kol hayom, rather you should be engaged in yiras Hashem, the fear and the awe of God all day long. V'al yoim ra'abachim, and the young people should not say, Zu eis lischayk v'lismayach v'smochais. This is the time to play, to be happy, v'gil, v'lirdoif. I should just be joyous and have a geschmack time and chase after my desires. Says the PELE YOETZ, a young person should not think like this, because the youth will come once and then you get so used to doing what you're doing, you will not change. And you'll end up getting to more mature, older days where you really want to keep all the mitzvahs. Like when you become an elderly person, you realize time is running out. Let me do the mitzvahs. Says the PELE YOETZ, this is hevel, it's vanities, and rose ruach. It is emptiness and bad ruach spirits, for living a life where you joke around for years and years and years, and then at the end, when the time is coming near, suddenly you decide you're going to end up keeping the mitzvahs properly. First of all, a person never knows when their last day is going to come. They have no idea what's going to happen even today. Maybe tomorrow will dawn, and the person will leave the world, and he'll never be around again. Death does not delay, and you can't push it off either. And therefore, do you know that you'll be around for another 20 years to do tshuva? Nobody has any idea. And says the PELE YOETZ, especially in our times, he was living probably in persecution times of Klal Yisrael. He says when death is very common, unfortunately, and therefore don't delay in taking advantage even of your years of youth, that you do the Ratzon Hashem. Furthermore, a person says, you know what, I'll sin today and I'll do tshuva later. The Gemara tells us he will not have the ability to do tshuva. How can you say, let me sin and I'll do tshuva? Hashem says, no, I don't accept such a tshuva. And furthermore, as you get older, you're not going to suddenly change and become the biggest tzaddik in the world. If you got used to living in a certain way, you'll continue. And further, Hashem will bring everything to judgment. Even from your youth, everything that you transgressed, all the mitzvahs that you didn't do, and you ended up chasing after your taivas, your desires. Just by the way, bachrus over here doesn't mean like a 9-year-old kid. It means a teenager, a young man or a young woman in their teenage years, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And, no, I'm still young, I got the whole world in front of me. It means you're going to accustom yourself and acclimate yourself to a certain way of living, and you're going to run into big troubles at the end when HaKadosh Baruch Hu brings us to din for everything that we did. And really HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to weigh down the judgments on these younger people for everything they did in the youth. Kikaish gevura lasois toiv, because really a person is supposed to be stronger. Ulekayim kol mitzvah, and do all the mitzvahs. V'laleches b'dachet tshuva, and go in the ways of tshuva. Hoitzi koichai v'yomav lehevel barik berot v'acha kol hatayva, and not to utilize your strength and your potential just to run after taiva, all the desires that there are in the world. Says the PELE YOETZ, we're talking about mitzvahs, how beautiful the mitzvahs are, how much we have to appreciate and imbibe them and embrace them in our lives. And even when you're young, you think, okay, I'll just get it out of my system right now. When I get older, then I'll really take it seriously. Says the PELE YOETZ, there's no guarantee that you'll ever take it seriously. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to judge you at the end of days for everything a person did in the years of Bachrus, of their teenage years. And therefore, better to start buckling down now in order to be prepared for the time after 120 years when we will meet our Creator. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful Shabbos.